No need to worry, Starscream. Two-eyed Shockwave isn't real. He can't hurt you.
Are you sure about that?
Oh my god!
Welcome to Lord of the Dunces. And for Christmas, I decided to let Changhis and Xeno Nick go into further craziness of IDW.
Question: are there any pirate Transformers?
Yes.
Yes, there are. There are
Uh,
such thing as pirates and Transformers.
Yeah, you got the Beast Wars the second Seacons. You got the Star Seekers.
Yeah.
You got some other stuff I'm clearly missing. Oh, Transformers animated Bludgeon would have been a pirate.
Yeah.
Like Golden Age of Sail, or just like pirate as in pirate?
Pirate. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys.
Okay.
Animated Bludgeon.
I sent you'll find pirate Oscar video in the streaming backroom, but shit, that is a pirate. That is amazing.
Yarr!
I just love it. It just very straight up a fucking pirate.
Yeah, I love. God, animated was amazing. God.
Why does Transformers have a pirate and not Evangelion? I want to see Oscar in a pirate outfit.
Arr. Yeah, look at that Bludgeon. Oh, he's great. Something evil's watching over you, and there's nothing
that a
you
cannon?
can do.
Yes.
He literally has
Yes.
a cannon as like a cape thing.
That is great.
Animated was amazing. I love animated.
So does he
design.
transform into an Age of Sailboat?
You probably turn into some sort of tank.
Yeah, most likely a tank.
Oh,
If it's Bludgeon, it's a tank.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So since this is, I guess, our show, Nick, so I'll start off. So for one, so we decided to celebrate the holiday spirit. Why don't we celebrate by talking about the most beloved character of all of Transformers from the IDW? But this time we're talking about the IDW comics version.
So it's obviously not Optimus.
Yeah. Which
because apparently he's depressing.
no, not just no. Depressing's not the word I would use. More like just straight up, what
Depressed?
the fuck are you doing? No. If you want to press Optimus, then you would have me and Nick talk to you more about our story, Transformers Express. That's a depressed Optimus.
Leader.
I'm depressed. Alita, tell me I'm still a good bot. No, but if we're talking about IDW Optimus, then no, it's not so much he's depressed. More it's just he's just a straight up, just terrible.
Hey,
If he was a human being,
remember when Optimus said, "Ed, literally, Soundwave bows to no one when he should bow to me."
oh yeah, that was a fucking line. Hey, remember when Optimus straight up said that I don't believe in religion, but I'm going to pretend that I'm just a religious figure to manipulate people into furthering my cause. Our hero.
Was he also a colonialist?
He might as well be one because he straight up was, because remember Nick, he just straight up just came to Earth with an army and just says, hey Earth, you're part of now our like Cybertron United Nations, whether you like it or not, under my rule. Why? Fuck you, that's why.
I say the whole world must learn of our peaceful ways. By force.
Not even that. Just his reasoning was just, oh man, Decepticons are gonna keep attacking Earth, so fuck it. I'm taking matters into my own hands, whether you guys like it or not. That's a nice argument,
Hail Optimus.
That's a nice argument, Optimus. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is I made it the fuck up. So no, we're not gonna be talking about Optimus for the holiday spirit. No. We're going to be talking about the best character, though. Megatron. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. And you're right. It doesn't sound right. But it is. Megatron. And Megatron ended up becoming a better person than Optimus Prime. What
Shut
the
up,
fuck?
Optimus.
Suck it, Prime. I'm better than you. So here's the thing you need to know about Megatron. IDW Megatron, the way he works is, I like to split him into two different like moods, which kind of lines up, with the two faces of IDW. We got, classic evil Megatron, and then we got reformed Megatron. Evil Megatron, where it's like, I just love killing, Prime. I just want to kill. Oh, kill, kill, kill. And then reformed Megatron is just, oh man, I don't really like killing anymore, Optimus. Honestly, it just fucking depresses me. Well, what are you gonna do then? I'm a farmer now. What? Yeah, this is my, what? Look, see? This is my pet tree. I call him Christopher.
Wait, is that a thing?
No. No, but I wish it was.
Look, if you were saying that, I would have made a Thanos joke.
No, but Megatron, but what I said is true though when I said that he does reform actually. Megatron, that's right. Tyrannical Megatron actually reforms into a better person. And he ends up becoming better than Optimus. What the fuck? There's two quotes there's two quotes that sums up Megatron a lot. All right, so you have to understand, tyrannical Megatron was straight up just evil, like as in, oh yeah, I love being evil. So here's the thing. So here's a quote. This is from Chaos Theory. So, and this is Megatron talking to Optimus. So long as you stand in my way, so long as anyone stands in my way, I will respond by killing, murder on an industrial scale. Because in the final analysis, I would happily wade across a river of corpses, chest deep in rust and grease, and engine oil, just to crush the spark of the last Autobot standing. And I want to do simply as a means to an end. No, I do it, Prime, because it would give me pleasure. How the fuck did this guy become a better person? We'll get into that. I once told Optimus that I kill for the sake of killing. I wanted to make him hurt me, you see. Because when he hurts others, he hurts himself. And the thing is, when those words were in my head, I didn't think I meant them. But when they left my mouth, I realized that I did. If the world thinks you're a monster, what does it matter? The world is wrong. But when you start to think of yourself as a monster. So yeah, Megatron went through a lot in the comics. So, might as well.
I'm depressed, Rodimus.
I'm depressed, Rodimus. So what better way than start from the beginning? And we can start from the beginning with time travel.
Oh no, are we going back to Shockwave?
No,
Okay.
no,
going back to the
no.
past. Samurai Jack.
No, instead this is Rodimus's fault.
Oh, come on!
Okay, okay. To be
Wait,
sure,
wait! It's Rodimus's fault?
This guy's not fooling anybody. That's not a car. That's
okay. So here's the thing. So let me actually. So we're gonna actually start from the beginning. We have to do time travel. So let's start way into the future, where Rodimus is part of a spaceship crew. Part of he's a captain of a ship called the Lost Light, and he's with a bunch of crew made up of Autobots, Decepticons, whatever. Because at this point, the war between the Autobots and Decepticons is over. And I said this when I talked about Shockwave. The big thing about the IDW comics was they actually did something really ballsy, which is they not only ended the war, but then they expanded upon what life would be like post the war for these Transformers. And attempts were successful, attempts were not so successful with Optimus. So there's that. But so as part of the whole post-war thing, Cybertron is pretty much fucking ruined, and Starscream is in charge. Oh yeah, that happened. Don't ask questions about that. And so Rodimus decided, okay, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna take a bunch of different Transformers with me. We're gonna go in our ship called the Lost Light, and we're gonna do a whole Star Trek Guardians of the Galaxy adventures going on in space to find the Knights of Cybertron, an ancient race of Transformers who will bring back, all our lost culture and life, etc. Bring back the golden age of Cybertron. And we'll get into that why that didn't really succeed, but we'll get to that. But pretty much, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that. And so at one point in this whole Star Trek Journeys thing, Megatron, who at this point is reformed, joined them. And so Megatron is now a captain of the Lost Light as well, and they're doing Star Trek adventures. And pretty much, obviously, not many people are happy with that because what the fuck? This is Megatron. It's Megatron. Why the fuck is he here? So, especially one guy, Brainstorm, decided, fuck this. Time travel. Time travel? Time travel. We're gonna go back in time and stop Megatron from ever being created.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Or we're doing Terminator.
I don't know if it's necessarily Terminator, but pretty
where
much.
essentially where because they went back in time, they caused the events.
I mean, kind of actually. No, yeah, actually, no, yes, actually, yes, Terminator. They straight up caused the events. You gotta love time travel when what you're trying to prevent causes the very thing you're trying to prevent. I love time travel. No, I don't. Time travel's confusing as fuck. So Brainstorm goes back. So Brainstorm, he creates a time machine, goes back in time to stop Megatron from being created, and so now we could go back to the past. Flashback. So, so get ready for some lore dump here. So Megatron is part. So Megatron was born he's a Transformer. So here's the thing. So at this point in time in the past, where Megatron was created, Transformers are either born or created. And what I mean by that is, so the natural process for a Transformer to be, or be produced and all that is their planet Cybertron will literally create their body out of like the metal and stuff, protoforms and all that. I could go into more depth in that, but that's we'll be here forever. So the planet itself creates the body, and then what happens is then the planet will also create the spark, their soul, their physical soul, and put it in the body, and thus a transformer is born. But now, spoiler alert, that's no longer the case because guess what? The birth of a transformer is controlled by, wait for it, the government.
Failure.
Yeah. So now the government decides, okay, you know what? We don't like the way Transformers are being made. Why? Well, they keep being made because Transformers keep having alternate modes that we don't want them to have. So we're going to create their bodies for them with the alternate mode that we want Transformers to have.
Wait. This is really systematic racism.
Yes. Yes. I love Megas. But so yeah, so
Never seen it.
so I fucking swear, Matchstick. First you don't know what fucking Roots is. Now you've never seen Megas.
To be fair, Cartoon Network wants you to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, so after all that lore dump, that was all to explain that Megatron was created by the government essentially, and so Brainstorm went back in time to pretty much do the one thing no one ever thought of. He's gonna go back in time and kill Megatron by destroying his spark, and he succeeds. Oh, that's great. Megatron's dead now. No, now the government just created a body for nothing. But here's the thing: the body's just a body. A Transformer's essence, all is within the soul, the spark. So you can literally just swap sparks and put it into different bodies. So the spark that was in Megatron's body is destroyed. So so here's the thing. So at this point, and I also have to mention that when Brainstorm time traveled in the future that he came from, Megatron's reformed. He's an Autobot now. Oh yeah, that's a whole can of worms itself. We'll get to that. So Autobot Megatron is like, oh fuck, Rodimus, you gotta stop Brainstorm. He's gonna kill me. And Rodimus like, ah, I don't want to. You gotta. It's part of my parole. You're my parole officer. Fine. All right, let's go back in time and stop Brainstorm.
You have to save me, Rodimus. I can't kill him myself.
But then Rodimus goes back in time with his, merry band, and they decide, ah, shit, Megatron's spark is destroyed. So Megatron can't, live. Oh, well, I guess we'll just put this other spark we found into the body instead. There we go. Good as new.
Oh no.
So yeah, it turns out the spark Brainstorm destroyed was always meant to be destroyed. The spark that they replaced the destroyed spark with is what becomes Megatron. Don't you love time travel? I love time travel. Confused yet? I know. I love time travel because it's so fucking confusing. So that's how Megatron was created, because of time travel. So now we can work our way from the past to the future. So now Megatron is walking around and the stuff. And Megatron originally he wanted to be a medic. He wanted to be a doctor. But because the government
I wanted to be a doctor. My parents wanted me to be a rabbi.
But now the government decided, now wait a minute, your job and your role in society and life is determined by your alternate mode. Oh, and we created your body and your alternate mode. Oh, you're not going to be a doctor. Okay, you're going to be a miner. Like a child? No, not that miner, Megatron. As in, a labor miner working in the mines. Oh.
Dude, is it pay well?
Pay well? I don't like you. No one said you had to. So yeah, so
the laughing doesn't give me comfort.
yeah, so that's.
I don't think I'm going to be paid very well.
I don't think I'm going to be paid well. So yeah, so Megatron's now has to work as a miner, but yet in his spare time, Megatron is still an idealist. And in fact, during his spare time, he picked up a hobby, being a writer. And so eventually, a bunch of stuff happened, and hold on, I'm trying to remember. I have the wiki pulled up in front of me again, but I think this is also because. Oh wait, actually, wait, I remember now. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to correct something. We're still not done with time travel.
What? What?
We're still not done with time. We're still not time. Remember Rung? Fucking time displaced Rung. So Megatron is just a miner. He has his hobbies and all that. He's like working on all this stuff. And so one day, one very, very bad day, like the Joker says, all it takes is just one bad day. So one bad day, Megatron was hanging out with his best friend, Impactor. Impactor's a whole nother can of worms if we ever do the Wreckers. So that's a whole fucking thing. And so they're hanging out and all that. Yay! Woohoo! In comes Rung, an Autobot from the Lost Light from the future. And all he does is just simply ask, excuse me, can I have one of your curly straws? And he gets beat up for it. And that starts an entire bar fight where Megatron and Impactor are. So yeah, that was a whole bar fight. And then so what happens when you get a bar fight in a heavily government controlled, society? the police comes in. Hey, what you doing? Why are you starting a fight? And they start beating up Megatron. Hey, what's going on? I didn't start the fight. What about him? That wrong guy. I'm out of here. And so Megatron gets first. So this is the first step for Megatron realizing, wow, our society sucks. Experiencing police brutality at first hand. And this could have been, and the worst part was, this was all because Wrong just wanted a curly straw. So not only time travel, but also butterfly effect. Amazing, isn't it? So with that said, Megatron gets firsthand of police brutality. It is one really notorious example of that was when Megatron was thrown into jail. A cop came in. His name is Whirl. We'll get to Whirl. But Whirl came in, and Whirl decided, you know what? I don't. And Whirl decided, you know what? I don't like you. You don't? Yeah. Oh, by the way, you know your writings and all, your writing career and stuff. Yeah, my hobby. You like my books? Yeah. No, the government doesn't like what you're writing, so I'm gonna kill you now. What? Yeah, the government hired me because they don't like your books, so I'm gonna kill you now. Oh.
What type of books was he writing about?
Doesn't. Long story short, doesn't matter. doesn't matter. They don't like your writing. They'll send the police to kill you. Yeah, Cybertronian society doesn't really have a good history, and remember, the last lore of the Dunces. You have to remember, this is the way it's intended to be. Because guess what, Megatron? Why? It's historically accurate, Megatron. I hate you so much, Shockwave. So, Whirl is sent to kill Megatron because the government hired him to. But before Whirl could finish the job, a young police captain came in, and it's like, whoa, what you doing, Whirl? I'm killing him. Hey, no, get out of here, I'm arresting you. You can't arrest me. Yes, I am. I'm the police captain. Oh man, Megatron, I am so sorry. It's okay. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh man, that was scary. I'm fine. What's your name? Oh, I'm Orion Pax. Oh, you seem like a good guy, Orion Pax. Oh yeah, definitely a good guy. Not like I'm gonna become, a fucking tyrannical politician anytime soon. But hey. So Megatron's like, oh man, thanks, man. And then just to add a little like buddy in there. Orion's like, oh, by the way, I'm a big fan of your books. You are? Oh yeah. No, I'm really for your writings. And so Megatron's like, oh, that's great. I don't like you. What? What do I mean by that? I don't like the police. I don't like the society. Everything's just made me realize everything about our life fucking sucks. What are you gonna do about it? I don't know. I'll think of something. And so this is when Megatron realized, man, our society absolutely sucks. He's not at the point where he's gonna change things, but he's at the point where he realized something has to change. So you can also show this image I posted in the DM group. But pretty much so the whole story right there ends with Megatron. He has like a data pad, which is where his books are and all that, and he decides, fuck my writing, this shit sucks. Yeah, throws it at like a TV. Huh. That's a nice shape. I like that. I like the shape of the glass crack in there. That's pretty cool. I wonder what it resembles. So yeah, so Megatron now realizes, oh man, our society sucks.
So the Decepticon symbol is just a shattered TV screen?
Yes. Hey, I don't know. I like it. I like. So now Megatron has decided. You know what? I'm gonna turn my writing. I'm gonna refocus my writing to political writing. I'm gonna be like the next Martin Luther King Jr.
No, scratch that. I'm gonna be Malcolm X.
Well, not Malcolm X yet, but at the moment I'm gonna be Martin Luther King
Okay,
Jr.
so I'm looking forward to his next work. What is to be done?
What is to be done? All right, step number 1: kill the government. But well, we're not. Well, technically, we're not at that point yet. But pretty much at the moment, Megatron is like being Martin Luther King Jr. But through writing, where he's going around, publishing books and all that, pretty much saying, "Hey guys, our government sucks. Did you guys know that our society is an absolute shithole?
Government sucks. Who knew?
Who knew?" And so, uh, pretty much Megatron is at the point now where he is really popular for his political writings. Now everyone's like, "Oh man, Megatron's got a point. He's like the next Martin Luther King. Our government really sucks." And so the government realizes, okay, Megatron's too popular. If we kill him, he's just gonna become a martyr. So we're just gonna fucking ship him off world and just make him work on a mine on a different planet, so he can't cause any trouble on Cybertron.
Wait, hey, Council. What if he gained popular support over there?
Oh, he did.
This council makes the Federation from Universal Century seems competent.
And so basically, so there was some stuff going on. He made some friends. Some other stuff happened with those friends that they're no longer there. One of those friends was named Terminus. He ended up disappearing, which caused Megatron to become even more angry at the government. But turns out it wasn't the government's fault. It was, guess what?
Shockwave.
Time travel's fault. Brainstorm. Yeah, there's the whole time travel stuff. Ended up causing a lot of a lot of stuff.
So Megatron's life, you're saying, the reason his path towards evil is either the government or some time travel
Both.
BS.
It's both the government and time travel BS. It's because of both. It's because of both. And so eventually, things. Eventually, we get to Megatron Origin, the comic, and basically, long story short, Megatron's now been moved to another mining planet because they're like, we just gotta keep shipping off planet to planet. Maybe he'll stop then. No, he doesn't. And so eventually, one thing. Long story short, some stuff happened, and eventually the government comes in and they're like, "Hey, guys, all you miners, good work, everyone. Yeah, guess what? You're out of jobs now." What? Yeah, you're out of jobs. Goodbye. What the
What?
hell? This is how I make my life. Yeah, well, we don't care. And so eventually,
Did they just remove miners as a class to screw with Megatron?
who knows? But to be fair, I wouldn't put it past him. And so pretty much, what happened was eventually, like the Senate also sent like their own Senate guards. Oh yeah, by the way, the government on Cybertron is run by a Senate, like fucking Star Wars, the Republican Star Wars. I am the Senate.
So this is ancient Rome. We're dealing with the Republic of Rome.
Pretty much. So Emperor Palpatine, comes in and he tells everyone, "Hey, you're out of jobs now. Goodbye." And so all the miners realize, "Fuck you." I'm sorry. Fuck you. Someone picks up a pickaxe and just kills one of them. Kills one of the Senate guards. Oh my god! What the fuck?
We're gonna blame Megatron for this.
So everyone's like, "Riot! Let's go! Wow!" And they just start killing the Senate guards. And
How will Megatron be blamed for this time?
simple. it's pretty easy because guess what? Megatron also kills a guard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. So Megatron didn't start the riot, but he did participate in it, and he did kill people. But to be fair, at this point in time, Megatron only killed out of self-defense. Yeah, that's not gonna last long.
Sorry, self-defense in a
God,
riot.
Megatron killed someone. I liked it.
That's pretty much what happened. I killed someone. I like it.
Killed one of Primus's greatest living creatures. And I liked it.
And so pretty much what happened was then eventually, they eventually got the riot under control, and they realized, okay, all you rioters, it just so happens that Megatron's part of you, fuck you guys. You're not only are you out of jobs, but you're gonna be arrested as well. Go to prison. And so Megatron is, he's arrested. He's in prison. And so remember, they're on a different planet. So as they're flying in space back to Cybertron, two guys known as Rumble and Frenzy, that's right, the idiot twins, decided, hey, psst, psst, Megatron, hey, you want to start a riot inside the ship? Are you kidding me? You mean you want me to kill more people? Okay.
What? He just goes, all right, this is enough. We're just gonna find every opportunity to kill.
So remember, I'm joking about it and I'm summing things up a lot, but pretty much that's pretty much what happened. All the shit that happened in Megatron's life eventually leads to the point where Megatron goes, I killed someone. I like it. Let's kill more. And so Megatron and Rumble and Frenzy, they start a riot inside the ship. They kill everyone in their, well, at least the Senate guards. And all the prisoners there then take control of the ship. And and they disappear into, and they just disappear. They go underground, essentially. And underground means both literally underground and also, figuratively underground, as in, like, they're nowhere to be seen. They don't know where they went. They disappeared. It's like they vanished in thin air, but at the same time, they are literally underground. And so eventually, some little bit tiny time skip, some stuff happens, and Megatron realizes afterwards, while in hiding, wow, I really like killing. Holy shit, this is really fun, guys. Hey, guys, you want to kill with me? Yeah. And so. Pretty much to kill time and all that, literally, Megatron ends up starting underground gladiator matches. And
with his followers at this point.
Yes, with his followers at this point. And so
Man,
right now,
way to shrink down your.
So at this point, so Megatron has amassed a new following. A more violent following, especially through these gladiator matches where he's like the star of the show, where everyone goes, oh wow, we get to see Megatron kill a guy? Oh, I can't wait to see that happen. Oh man, are you here to see Megatron kill a guy? Yeah. Oh shit. Here, wait, calm down. Everyone stay cool. There's a police officer. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna make a right over there, just to make sure. Alright, so you wanna go kill a guy? Yeah. And so yeah. And so Megatron is now a gladiator underground gladiator. And first thing you ever see in the comics is as a gladiator, he kills a GoBot.
Such as Psycho's fate every time he's in a Transformers crossover.
Actually, not just even Transformers crossover, just any crossover. Remember, Drax just beat up that guy dressed as Psycho?
Right.
Oh yeah. Also, you
look
can
my
show the
hair
other image I posted.
Look at my hair flowing through the wind.
Yeah, you can also post that image as well. I posted there, Ninjato. It's just a small detail, but Megatron technically has hair. His bucket head is literally a helmet. He has quote unquote hair going on.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Wow.
so
he has the gladiator prince. He's amassing a following, and eventually one senator, Ratbat, goes, I can make money off of this shit. Like betting and stuff. I know a couple guys. We could literally make a Squid Game out of this gladiator matches. All right. Here's Here's what we're gonna do, guys. All right, I'm gonna send in my covert agent. His name is Soundwave, and Soundwave's gonna go in there. He's gonna offer Megatron to pretty much up his game. Not only is it gonna be gladiator matches, but we're gonna give him like weapons and stuff. We're gonna give him guns, etc. Like, there's no way this is gonna backfire on us
It backfired.
drastically. So pretty much what happened was Soundwave, it's like, hey man, we're cool, right? I hear you're really cool, Megatron. Oh really? I think you're pretty cool, Soundwave. Are you crying, Soundwave? No one's ever told me I was cool in my entire life. Oh, that's right. Society sucks. Listen, Megatron, to be honest, I was here just as a spy, but now I don't want to be a spy. I actually want to join you. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, so now Soundwave is part of part of Megatron's crew as well.
You must do the secret handshake. Soundwave just gives him a normal handshake. All right, you're in.
All right, you're in.
Okay.
And so now with all these weapons and stuff, Megatron is now turning the gladiator games into. So now Megatron, he's still running the gladiator games and all that underground, but now they're more than just gladiator games. They are literally like terrorist meeting spots where the gladiator games are used to not only entertain people but also to recruit people into like his little terrorist group army going on. He's amassing. So like he kills a guy, and after he rounds up the crowd, he goes, "All right, listen everyone. All right, game time's over. We got work to do. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm thinking if someone can sneak us some more guns from a senator friend, we could then use those guns to kill everyone in the Senate, and then we could take over. Sounds cool? Yeah! I knew you guys would be behind my plan. I'm so smart." So that's what's happening. And also at the same time, Megatron has recruited 4 new people at the same time. Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and a guy named Deadlock. To be fair, Deadlock is not that important, but however, if you know the Transformers character Drift, then he would be important. But we're talking about Megatron right now, so the only thing that really needs to matter out of all the 4 characters there is Starscream.
So
Starscream
is Starscream a scientist in this continuity?
No. If I remember correctly, hold on, real quick. Let me. Hold on. I have to pull up his wiki page real quick just to see this. No, Starscream wasn't a scientist. He was a trust fund He was a trust fund baby.
What?
Okay, what I mean by that is Starscream. When he was created, he pretty much, because of his alternate mode as a person who can fly. He's considered top shit. He's at the 1% of society. He's that 1%. Remember the election, the 2016 election, Bernie Sanders was going, the 1% of society. That's literally Starscream right in his early life. He was literally that 1% of society. So Starscream is now part of Decepticons now. And so after all that stuff, pretty much afterwards, Megatron has pretty much, created his Decepticons. I believe at this point, he has dubbed his army the Decepticons at this point. So now the Decepticons have a name, logo, everything, etc. And so now, what the Decepticons are doing is they're now not only doing gladiator matches underground, but they're also an underground terrorist group where they're literally going around pretty much sabotaging, destroying buildings, killing people, etc., all that stuff, all to fuck with the government. And so pretty much what happened is eventually another big thing is that while this whole terrorist group organization is going on, Megatron then approaches this guy who was a former senator, but now he's been outcasted because no one liked him.
Oh,
His
no,
name is Shockwave.
Yeah, it's Shockwave.
And so Megatron's like, hey, Shockwave, your name's Shockwave, right? I guess. Hey, you want to join my Decepticons? What do you need me for? Just even though you're a senator, I heard that you were actually a student of one of like the most prestigious scientists in all of Cybertronian history. So you should know some science stuff yourself, right? I dabbled here and there, yeah. So great. So what I need you to do is, I want you to dabble in that same science shit that your mentor did, okay? And create me a weapon that can surpass Metal Gear. And what would that be? And what would that be? Combiners. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh my goodness.
I could actually. I want to do. I want to do a future Lord of the Dunces on IDW combiners because their take on how combiners are is interesting with how they treated them. At least until they got a combination, then that kind of went out the window. But so now Shockwave is working on combiners. Where multiple Transformers can combine into each other like a brave super robot to form a weapon that surpasses Metal Gear.
Okay, so is this when the war happens?
No. But we're getting close to the war. So, actually, right now we're at the point we're about to. The next thing I'm gonna say, we're pretty much at the point now where Megatron is gonna start the war. At this point, there's still a terrorist group, but Megatron hasn't officially declared like war against everyone else. It's like Nick knows this. It's like our comedy series where Optimus like, oh wait, Megatron, you never officially declared war. But what are you talking about? We've been fighting all this time for? Well, yeah, but there's paperwork you gotta fill in and all that. Just paperwork to start war? Well, what did you expect? Oh my god! Fine, give me the paperwork. All right. So you just gotta sign here saying that you approve of the war. All right, Megatron Sanchez. Your last name is Sanchez. Don't question me, Prime. But back to the actual IDW Megatron story. So at this point, Megatron decides, all right, you know what? We're gonna enough, being just an underground terrorist group. We're gonna do a big brain plan that I always wanted to do. We're gonna literally pull a January 6th Capitol riot. We're gonna storm it, but unlike the January 6th Capitol, we're gonna succeed where they failed and actually kill the government. All the Decepticons are silent, only for a few seconds later to go, yeah! God, I love being in charge of a terrorist group. So that's what they do. And they succeed. There was this whole thing with Megatron had to fight Sentinel Prime. It got to the point where Sentinel Prime literally had to bring out what is it like his his oh yeah, by the way, at the same time, Transformers themselves have mech suits themselves. So you're a robot that can also have a mech suit.
Yo, dog, I really like robots, so I put your robot in a robot so you can robot while you're robot.
Exactly. And so also I'm gonna post this in the DM group so you can show this as well. So Sentinel literally has to bring out his mech suit to fight Megatron.
That's just a Gundam. That's just like a full armor version of a Gundam.
Yeah.
It's how is that a mech suit? No, that's just.
I don't know. I don't know. It functions like a mech suit. It's literally called the Apex armor. So it functions like a mech suit, but it's more like a full armor Gundam. Like here. Let me pull up the full armor Gundam from like Thunderbolt, and we could compare and contrast. So just add more guns to that, and you're good to go. That's your Apex armor.
Okay. On side note, that is way sillier. That is the most silly looking full armor mode I have seen. Yes, even Unicorn.
Wait, you talking shit about the Thunderbolt stuff?
Yeah, he's talking bad shit about the Thunderbolt stuff.
Ninjato, have you seen Thunderbolt?
Not yet. But
We're
just
gonna
on
have
this
to get you down and watch Thunderbolt sometime.
You're not cultured, Ninjato.
Okay, so Megatron, I'm assuming he defeats Sentinel Prime.
He does. He kills Sentinel Prime, and in fact, well, to be fair, no, Nick, the whole thing with Sentinel Prime later on after this, Megatron has nothing to do with it.
But we should probably establish that now.
Yeah, that's the thing about IDW comics. Like, there's a lot of stuff that like involves certain characters, and then later on, it's just no, they're not involved anymore. Was that Megatron killed Sentinel? So Megatron thinks he killed Sentinel and literally turns his body into a throne. This is the day, like most people consider the war started, but like Megatron does like actually literally formally declare war like on paper and gives a whole speech and all that on what he calls Declaration Day. At this point, the war on Cybertron has pretty much begun, and so the Autobots actually haven't been formed yet. So it's literally just Decepticons versus the state of Cybertron. There's some stuff that goes on. There's something to do with Zeta Prime. He's kind of an asshole himself. And then pretty much what happens is at this point, again, like I said, Megatron, the Autobots haven't formed yet. Megatron is just fighting the state of Cybertron. And so Orion Pax, yeah, that's right, the police officer from before, because he's a police officer, he has no choice but to fight Megatron. Because, it's part of the war. But eventually what happens is Zeta Prime, who is a Prime, it's a whole story with the Primes that leads into the whole thing with Optimus Prime whenever we do that, and that's going to be a whole fucking can of worms. Zeta Prime becomes corrupt as shit, and eventually Orion decides, okay, you know what? Megatron, I know we've had our differences, but Zeta Prime, oh, he's real nasty, so we got to team up to take him down. So you, a police officer, come to me, a terrorist, to topple your government that you're technically fighting for at the moment. Well, when you put it like that, then I guess so. All right. And so they do that. And they team up and they take down Zeta Prime. Only for Megatron to shoot Optimus Orion in the back. Orion technically never died. It's just, so in the IDW comics, real quick, Optimus Prime technically never died until the very end. It's just that he's had so many close death encounters that it's like, how are you still alive? I don't know.
I don't know, and I'm scared.
So Megatron literally shoots Orion Pax in the back. And Megatron's like, all right, yeah, we killed not only the government, but we also killed Orion. Let's go. Woo. All right, Decepticons, let's do our Fortnite victory dance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. The war is over. What? Yeah, we won. We took over Cybertron. Yeah. So all the Decepticons are celebrating. Yeah, we won. We won the war. Only for Orion Pax to come to come in and say, "I lived, bitch." What? Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not Orion Pax anymore. I'm called Optimus Prime. What? You're a Prime now? Yeah. So, what is this like? Are we declaring another war? Pretty much. Or you could consider just continuing the war. Optimus, I swear, I'm going to have a birth of cactuses come out of my asshole. So that whole thing happened. There was this whole thing with Metroplex and Triptychon. That was a whole thing. That was the thing. Eventually, after the whole Metroplex and Triptychon thing, Megatron kind of lost. And then they literally decided the Optimus solution was just literally, we're just gonna fucking send you off world. Oh man, it's like the good old days. Didn't work out because Megatron, they shipped him off to a world that was like supposed to be like uninhabitable. He survived, came back, literally stronger somehow. Somehow he revived Triptychon or something like that. So the whole thing with Triptychon and Metroplex starts up again. Oh yeah, there's this whole thing with Megatron and a Quintesson, but it's kind of a retcon. I believe it's a retcon just to make sure that Megatron being reformed later on is more well accepted. So Megatron, but it doesn't make sense at the same time because Megatron has already done a lot of terrible fucking shit. And long story short, the Quintesson was somehow even more evil than Megatron.
Okay.
And there was this whole thing where Megatron and this Quintesson all of a sudden then have their sparks merge. So Megatron technically has like the personality and soul of the Quintesson in him as well. So now Megatron was evil, so now he's just more evil.
what?
Yeah, the IDW comics, they do some weird shit.
So they could have just simply have him be repentant of his past actions. They had to basically said, a lot of his worst stuff he didn't do on his own free will. He was actually partly controlled by an eviler being.
Yeah. So in a sense, it kind of lessens the impact of Megatron reforming himself. So there's that. And again, there's a lot of dense shit that happened, and then that are technically important, and then pretty much after that, eventually, the war continued on, and then a lot of stuff happened. Megatron formed his own secret police called the DJD. There's a whole thing with Tarn. We'll get to Tarn with the DJD, and then eventually, the war between the Autobots and Decepticons gets to the point that it just spreads off of Cybertron. Cybertron eventually becomes, your inhospitable wasteland going on, and now the war is being waged all across worlds. And so now we got to get to a very important part about the beginning of IDW Transformers in general. The infiltration protocol. So when IDW Comics first started with Transformers, they had a run called Infiltration, which is basically they took the concept of what if we really, really emphasize the aspect of robots in disguise. It's a secret war between Autobots and Decepticons on Earth. And so this is all because Megatron has decided to come up with a thing called the Infiltration Protocol, which is a literal systematic process of taking over worlds and salvaging all the resources for their own, purpose to spread more war. Also, at this point, Megatron's war has pretty much, gone to the point where it's no longer about, just taking over Cybertron. Cybertron's considered a lost cause now. So now it's just, let's just, take over worlds, destroy them, take their resources, move on. We're now literally the alien invaders from Independence Day. And to do that, we have a systematic process called the Infiltration Protocol. I'm not going to go through all the phases, but basically, long story short, it starts with we literally because it's called infiltration. We literally infiltrate a planet, disguise ourselves as either the inhabitants or their vehicles or machines, etc. And from there, we're going to in secrecy start destabilizing their entire planet. Like we're gonna kill government officials. We're gonna literally replace government officials with clones, and that's a whole thing. And those clones are gonna work for us, and they're gonna destabilize the world even more. And eventually, when things is so messed up on the planet that eventually the military can't do anything about it, that's when we reveal ourselves. And we're gonna take over your world. We're just gonna salvage your resources, and then after that, we're gonna go and we're gonna move on. Now we get to technically the real beginning. Well, not the real beginning, but now we're at the beginning of IDW Transformers comics in general. We're on Earth now. We're pretty much Starscream is in charge of a bunch of Decepticons on Earth, and they believe it's just this backwater planet that has nothing of value. Why are we even here? What's the point of destabilizing this planet? There's nothing valuable here. There's no energon.
Are you sure about that?
Turns out, Shockwave, if you remember the lore that does with Shockwave, he planted pretty much super energon on Earth that can act as like fucking steroids for the Decepticons and Autobots, etc. And so this, new energon discovered, Starscream decides, you know what? Why are we doing this whole infiltration protocol thing? We literally have steroids. We can literally jack ourselves up and no one can stop us, not even the Autobots. In comes Megatron. He's not even jacked up on steroids. He beats up Starscream, who is jacked up on steroids. That just shows you, by the way, what a bitch Starscream is and how powerful Megatron is. Megatron's not on steroids, and he's able to beat up a roided up Starscream. And the whole point of Megatron coming to Earth is pretty much, what are you doing? We're taking over this planet. You broke protocol. We have a systematic process to take over the world. Get in line or die. But we have steroids. I don't care. Fine. And so Megatron beats up Starscream and all that. So eventually, while Megatron was there to initially get everything, back on track, get the infiltration protocol started up again, he realizes, wait a minute. These are steroids. Holy shit. These are steroids. Okay, guys, change the plans. We're expediting the process. But Megatron, isn't that just what Starscream wanted to? Puts the gun on the dashboard. But wait a minute. That was Steve's idea. And so Megatron's like, all right, we're expediting the process. So, okay, so now we're gonna do this whole thing where we're gonna use our steroids to pretty much we're not gonna completely throw away the infiltration protocol, but we're gonna expedite it. So now we were at phase 1, so now we're gonna skip to phase like 3. What about phase 2? Fuck phase 2. Now we could get to Transformers versus Avengers. There's not really much to say actually about the plot other than just long story short, Transformers versus Avengers. Decepticons are using the steroid energon that they found to, like get the upper hand, but obviously, the Avengers have teamed up, so now, they get their ass beat, because of course. All right, Autobots, the Decepticons have steroids now. We need a solution. Anyone have a plan? Bumblebee raised his hand without calling the Avengers. Oh, never mind then. So there's not much so there's not really much I have to say. Oh yeah, actually, technically there was one thing I have to say though. Actually, there was this whole thing where Decepticons do team up with Doctor Doom. That gets resolved. So here's the thing you need to know about Transformers versus Avengers. It is canon. However, it will never be brought up ever again because Avengers are Marvel properties, and IDW is publishing Transformers comics, not Marvel. This isn't the 80s anymore. Marvel lost the rights. And so, because of that, while it's canon, they can never bring it up again. So, like when we get to All Hail Megatron, you're going to assume, wait a minute, why can't the Avengers stop the Decepticons from taking over Earth? Because they exist, but at the same time, they don't? Oh. Yeah. To be fair though, you could completely ignore Transformers versus Avengers. It's not going to affect much of the plot. It's just something funny to bring up that it is still considered canon.
Okay. So are we getting into the events of All Hail Megatron?
Pretty much. Just real quick, one last thing. So as I said earlier, Megatron's expediting the process now, even though that was Starscream's whole idea. But Megatron's Megatron. He stole Starscream's idea, and so eventually there's this whole thing where Optimus again almost dies. The Autobots have to stop Megatron from destabilizing some like made-up Russian country.
Okay.
So,
Slavic country.
Slavic country, right? Russia's the country. I don't know. I don't understand Russia. You got a country the size of an entire fucking continent there. So Russia. They got to stop a Russian state, etc., from being destabilized by Decepticons. Optimus almost dies. And then there's this whole thing with Six Shot and this like alien invaders called the Reapers. So these aliens called the Reapers. So they had to deal with that. Starscream is, reveals himself to be, I lived, bitch, and I'm here to help. Oh, I didn't want your help, but okay, thanks anyway, Starscream.
Oh, yay! He's back.
There was this whole thing with Galvatron. But then that happened at the end of the whole Reaper situation, and then the Decepticons are not involved whatsoever after that. So here's the thing: at the time, Simon Furman was writing the Transformers comics, and
Right.
so Simon Furman, at the same time as the whole Autobot Decepticon plot going on, Simon Furman was also dealing with this whole subplot, dealing with something called the Dead Universe. And if you watch the lore of the Dunces on Shockwave, you know the Dead Universe is also Shockwave's fault because of course it fucking is. And so there's whole thing with the Dead Universe, there's whole thing with Nova Prime, Galvatron, a scientist named G-Axis who was responsible for turning RC into trans. Don't let Simon Furman write female characters, please, for the love of God. Oh no. It got to the point that actually later on in the IDW comics they had to fucking retcon RC's story where it's no longer against her will. They had to retcon where RC willingly let G-Axis Turner transition her from male to female. But then it's just that Jax performed all sorts of other surgeries on her, and that caused her to go crazy. They had to fucking retcon it.
Okay, so
So the whole Dead Universe plot story has happened, and pretty much, long story short, the way Simon Furman wrote it, no Decepticons during this whole thing. What? Yeah, it's just the Autobots versus the Dead Universe.
okay, so
Why?
the Decepticons are just having tea.
No, because while the Autobots are dealing with the whole Dead Universe stuff, this is at the same time that's where the Decepticons have to fight the whole, Reapers, six-shot situation, etc., and all that, etc. And then, but then afterwards, after the whole Decepticons are done, fighting the aliens, they realize, Starscream, yeah, where are the Autobots?
Oh,
They're right there at the base. They're not there. What are you talking about? They're right there. Oh, really? Yeah. Then go check on them. Okay, will. Megatron, the Autobots are not on Earth. Oh, you don't say!
guess
Oh.
what time it is?
A heated problem. Oh, do ya?
Oh, like before Megatron can realize, this is a problem, he goes, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is not a problem. Holy shit, this is actually to our advantage. Oh my god, guys, this is our time to get the upper hand. Really? Yeah. To be fair, long story short, we're gonna actually ignore the super steroid energon for now. Okay. No, instead we're gonna take over Earth in a different way. How? Shockwave, come in, Shockwave. Oh, what is something I want now, bitch? Don't give me that sass, Shockwave. Remember when I told you to create a weapon that surpasses Metal Gear? Yeah. Now is the time. You got it, you son of a bitch.
So they
Also,
unleash the combiners.
I'll be right back.
All right. So Shockwave decides. All right. So I got these 6 guys. They're called the Constructicons, and they're able to combine into a robot called Devastator, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Can it launch nukes? No, but it can throw them like a football. Yeah, good enough. And so, and there's all that. Oh, there was this whole thing with. Oh yeah, I gotta mention. There was a whole thing with headmasters going on at the same time with Sunstreaker and a human character named Hunter. Again, even in the beginning of IDW Comics, there's so much subplots going on running at the same time. It's all dense and they all kind of connect into each other, one another. Long story short, there was this whole thing with Sunstreaker and the headmasters and stuff, and a Hunter, and basically Decepticons are able to capture Hunter, who was turned into a headmaster for Sunstreaker. And all right, we're gonna hack into this human's mind because he's part robot now. Long story short, and we're gonna use it to get the Autobots security code so we can go into the base and stuff and raid them, etc. Okay. And we have it's all thanks to Sunstreaker. Thanks, Sunstreaker. No problem, Megatron. Hey, my fellow Autobots, they're not gonna find out about this, are they? No. As long as you keep it between us, we're good. Oh, okay. And so there was that whole thing and stuff. There was this whole thing with they created Insecticons.
So as part of their big plan to take over the Earth, they just created their classic arsenal.
Pretty much. So one thing you have to understand also, All Hail Megatron is considered a soft reboot. It's like the Flashpoint for IDW Transformers, where it's a soft reboot where everything is still canon, but it's a new jumping on point for new readers.
So they basically use this to conclude the previous era.
Exactly. Yes. They
Okay,
used it to
so
conclude the previous era until later on where they decided to, go back to that previous era and go, hey, you know what? All that stuff that happened is all going to come back now. Why? Because I said so. God damn it, Shockwave.
so did they take over Earth?
Yes. So one thing they do is, thanks to Sunstreaker betraying the Autobots, they're able to lay a trap for the Autobots once they return to Earth, and they go, "Hey, surprise! Oh gosh, it's a trap!" And the Autobots get their shit kicked out of them thanks to Devastator, their combiner. Optimus, they get their ass kicked because literally Optimus goes, "Oh my god, they actually did it! It's a weapon to surpass Metal Gear."
Okay.
And so that happens, and then what they do is then the Decepticons decide, all right, we're gonna strand you Autobots on Cybertron. You mean the planet that's dead? Yeah. Okay, bye. All right, the Autobots are taken care of, guys. You know what to do now. Let's take over the Earth. Yeah. They succeed. The best way I can describe All Hail Megatron is okay, Nick, besides Nick, have any of you seen Transformers Dark of the Moon?
No.
No.
Okay, so long story short, Transformers Dark of the Moon is kind of a similar plot where the Decepticons take over Earth.
We know the story.
And so they take over the Earth, and it's just a bad time on Earth. They kill government officials, no more hiding. A lot of humans die. I wonder if I could find a panel, but there's this really frightening panel where a page where there's a bunch of humans trying to evacuate from was it New York or something, and they're like, oh, a train is coming. We're saved. Why is the train transforming? And it's Astral Train, and he just collapses the train tunnel on top of all the humans. It's just a bad time. Oh, and also, by the way, at the same time, I forgot to mention this. Megatron stole the Matrix of Leadership.
Oh, okay, that's kind of important. Wait,
the way the Matrix works in IDW, it really doesn't become important until everything to do with Morton meets the Eye and Lost Light.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
they take over Earth and stuff, and so while they do that, the biggest important part about All Hail Megatron is they actually is actually a close examination of not only the Decepticons in general, but also the relationship between Megatron and Starscream. So All Hail Megatron did something really, really unique that no one has ever done before until me and Nick decided, hey, let's do that for our Transformers Express. Where the relationship between Megatron and Starscream is Megatron actually genuinely believes in Starscream. Yes, you heard that right. Megatron actually genuinely believes Starscream is a capable warrior. He thinks Starscream actually has the chops, to be leader of the Decepticons. He straight up tells Starscream all that, Starscream, you're actually great. You're wonderful. I love you. Not in that gay way, but as in that way. I love you.
Yeah, do the secret handshake with me, man.
But then why do you always beat me up? Because you
Because it's
always
funny.
irritate me.
Because it's funny.
Well, not only is it funny, but because you deserve it. Because someone has to teach you a lesson. You beat me up to teach me a lesson? Yes, Starscream. I'm not your biggest obstacle. You are. What? You can be a great leader. It's just that you keep getting in your own way. And I beat you up because I'm trying to make you understand that. Well, I guess when you put it like that, I never really thought of it that way before. Yeah. That gets retconned.
You gotta love it when they ignore a very interesting take.
Yes, that's the one thing I fucking hate. So real quick, we're gonna travel to the future and then go back into past to All Hail Megatron. There was an issue called Spotlight Megatron that had its own really interesting take on Starscream's and Megatron's relationship, which I also like.
However, they should not be in the same universe.
Because it fucking retcons the relationship that was established in All Hail Megatron. So, but we'll talk more about Spotlight Megatron when we get there. But that's the thing I have to mention. It retcons All Hail Megatron, which again is just you had a really interesting thing going on, and you ruined it. So there was that. And so eventually, because the Decepticons take over the Earth, the Decepticons also at the same time are now asking the questions. What now? What do you mean, what now? Well, I mean, we took over Earth. We literally sacrificed everything for Earth. We're no longer taking over other planets. We have other planets, etc. This was it. This was Earth. What now? Cybertron's still dead. What now? You know what? Yes, Megatron? I actually never thought of that before.
What?
Which- long story short, Megatron's solution pretty much just became Megatron's answer to the question is just, well, we're just gonna keep doing what we do. We have a space bridge. We can literally travel to other worlds. We'll just keep doing what we do. But just now it's just the only difference is there's no war. The Autobots are lost. We won. So now we can just take over planets. And literally the Decepticons answer that is just, well, that's not pretty much. Well, that's not really fun. Fun? Yeah. And so that eventually turned into pretty much Starscream actually rallying a bunch of other Decepticons. Actually, yeah, that's another thing. Starscream actually managed to convince other Decepticons to follow him this time. Not out of like sheer I'm the leader now, but as in, guys, don't you think Megatron's a little loony now? Yeah, you got a point. Oh my god, I'm agreeing with Starscream. This is the end of the world.
Angry Cybertronian yells at Cloud.
Yeah. And so that whole thing is happening as Starscream actually managed to convince other Decepticons to revolt against Megatron. Megatron is about to beat up Starscream again. Listen to me, Starscream. All of this has been planned from the beginning with meticulous effort. When the war first began, I needed an army, one ruthless enough to overthrow a planet. With the rise of the Autobots, my army had to become much more ruthless, vile machine, capable of winning at any cost. The goal was to defeat Autobots, no matter what. Once the Autobots were defeated, I would kill the very creature I created to wipe out my enemies in the first place. Once the Decepticons were remolded, recreated into what I'd originally intended them to be, then and only then would our reign begin. No infighting, no dissent, nothing but perfectly controlled peace through unparalleled strength. When are you going to realize, Starscream? Nothing comes as a surprise to me. When all of a sudden, is that a rocket I'm hearing? Is that a spaceship in the sky? The Autobots show up. Surprise, Megatron! What the hell? I thought you were a Cybertron! Not anymore.
The Autobots. So as soon as they took over Earth, as soon as they just about to do internal squabbles, and they go, "What to do now?" And then, "Hey, we're back!"
And that's when all the Decepticons, and then in a sense, all the Decepticons were like, yes, we have a purpose again. But it's like, oh yeah. Long story short, the Autobots escaped because of Omega Supreme. To be fair though, the way Omega Supreme showed up is also kind of it's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina. Just Omega Supreme just literally shows up, just goes, "Hey guys, I heard you were stuck on Cybertron. You want to lift?"
Guys, it's me, Omega Supreme.
Supreme. Unbelievable. So something you hadn't planned for then? Of course not. The formation is scattered, desperate. They're trying to overwhelm us with numbers. If we regroup quickly, regain control, the battle is ours. Now here's the best part. Starscream, listen to me. Listen to me and understand. One day, you will lead the Decepticon armies. You will rule over them as you've wanted and will have done so by crushing me beneath your heel. The right to lead is one that cannot be given. It must be taken. This is something I see before you, but not today. Today, the Decepticons are mine. You are mine. Understand that your time will come. But now, join with me and bring about a new age. Do this, and you will rule. Attention Decepticon ground forces. I want all Decepticon troops to regroup and form a solid front immediately behind Devastator. Air units, you have to form on me in the air, concentrate fire on the humans, and provide aerial defense for our ground forces. Just looks at Megatron. All hail Megatron! But a lot of people don't really like All Hail Megatron. I think All Hail Megatron is interesting. I kind of like it. It's just, again, they retcon it. So long story short, Decepticons lose, and Optimus is about to actually kill Megatron, but then Starscream actually comes in and saves Megatron. And Optimus is like, why? You have to understand, Optimus. Leadership is not something that's given; it must be taken. So this is really interesting character development for Starscream, where he's no longer the Starscream from the G1 cartoon, where he's just, oh man, Megatron has a throat, has a sore throat. He can't talk. That makes me the leader. No, Starscream now realizes, no, if I have to become leader, I have to actually overthrow Megatron, like actually overthrow him, not just go, oh man, Megatron is having a headache. That makes me leader. No, I actually have to fight him and win. That gets retconned. So now we get to the ongoing Transformers series, which is questionable. So at this point, after All Hail Megatron, the Autobots won, but now they're stranded on Earth. And long story short, everyone's depressed now. Actually, this is probably where we get depressed Optimus from the
Now what?
comics. Just now what? I don't know. There was this whole thing with the Autobots where Rodimus ends up getting Ironhide killed.
No, you don't, Megatron!
Out of the way, Hot Rod!
And then after Ironhide died, Optimus decided, I'm not gonna be leader anymore. What? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's another thing about ongoing Transformers. Just after Ironhide died, Optimus just decided, I don't want to be leader anymore.
Okay, so how does it affect Megatron? We will definitely go into that when it comes to Optimus.
So I'm just setting up the background that Optimus is no longer leader of the Autobots. That's like the main important thing. Guess who's leader though?
Hot Rod.
No. Hot Rod. In fact, everyone fucking hated Hot Rod after what he did to Ironhide, so they decided, get the fuck off of Earth. So guess who's leader now?
Grimlock?
No. This is the best way I can sum it up. It's a gag that me and Nick do. I am Unicron. You must destroy Optimus Prime's second in command. Bumblebee? No. Proud? No. Jazz? No. Is it Grimlock? It's Ultra Magnus! Oh!
Oh, okay.
Are you sure it's not Bumblebee? No. I'm pretty sure it's Bumblebee. It's not Bumblebee. Yep, it's Bumblebee. I gotta kill Bumblebee.
Wait, it is Bumblebee?
Yes, Bumblebee's in charge of the Autobots now. Funny thing, actually, real quick. So, when Ironhide died, I don't know who the writer was for the ongoing Transformers series at the time, but he initially wanted Bumblebee to die. Small problem. The comic came right after the 2007 movie was a success. Bumblebee is Hasbro's cash cow. They can't let him die. So instead they went, here's Ironhide. Kill him. Okay. He gets better.
Look, it's comics. I know that a character's death is not
He
permanent.
gets better. So Megatron is not dead at the end of All Hail Megatron. It's just that he's just crippled. And pretty much what happens is everything that happened after All Hail Megatron gets completely fucking ruined because Starscream completely ignores the whole point of All Hail Megatron and just decides, you know, second that I am leader. What? Yeah, guys, it gets just check this out. Look what I got. I have the Matrix. You gotta bow to me.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So after All Hail Megatron, they retcon a lot of stuff.
So apparently the arc was not so liked by the fans that they tried to retcon it to oblivion.
I don't know if it was fan reception or it was just the writer, different writers just ignoring what other writers do. I don't know. It's comics. It's fucking comics. So Starscream completely ignores his whole character arc in All Hail Megatron, and his leadership of the Decepticons is fucking depressing. Literally, everyone's depressed. Everyone is running low on energon. Everyone's, their bodies are literally falling apart. Everyone's cannibalizing each other to survive. Oh yeah, they cannibalize each other for like their energy supplies. And eventually, Starscream's leadership is in absolute shambles to the point that Soundwave and Shockwave just decide, yeah, no, we're not dealing with this. We gotta bring back Megatron.
What?
remember when Starscream said he was gonna, take care of Megatron so that way he can properly take over? No. So now Soundwave and Shockwave just decide, okay, we're gonna just bring back Megatron. Huh, well, Shockwave, he's on life support. We'll make him work.
Oh no.
And so, and one of the things that got Megatron to be back in tip-top shape is, remember the steroid energon I mentioned earlier?
Yeah, they
So
just pumped him with it.
they just pump a shit ton of it into Megatron, and not only that, but they actually give Megatron a brand new spanking body to go along with this new thrilling 30s toy that Hasbro is marketing. And by the way, this is such amazing Megatron design that actually I'm surprised no one has ever done before.
Oh, that's the Stealth Bomber one.
Yes, Stealth Bomber Megatron. It's actually such a really good design that I'm surprised no one has done anything with it. Long story but to be fair though, the reason why is, long story short, the rights to, whoever designed the, whoever did the original design for Stealth Bomber Megatron is iffy.
Okay.
So, long story short, this guy named Don Figueroa, he claims to have created the design, but he doesn't own the rights to design. So, it's this whole thing and stuff.
Basically legal stuff.
Yeah, legal stuff, and that's probably most likely why they don't do Stealth Bomber Megatron anymore.
Okay.
Which is such a shame because it's such a cool design.
Okay, so Megatron is
So-
back.
So Megatron gets a brand new spanking body, and that's when we get Spotlight Megatron.
Oh, so
which-
that's the one where
Where more retcons happen. Which again, Spotlight Megatron is actually really good. It's just the only problem is it completely ignores everything from All Hail Megatron. So remember the reason that the relationship between Megatron and Starscream was before established that Megatron actually believes in Starscream. It's just that all the beatings he gives is because Starscream fucking deserves it because he gets in the way every time. But if Starscream could just grow some sense, he could actually be capable.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Fuck all that. No, here's the real reason why Megatron keeps Starscream around. Starscream is literally Megatron's punching bag. But not only that, not only is he a punching bag, but Megatron wants Starscream to constantly scheme and plot to take over Megatron behind his back. Not because he believes in Starscream, but because Megatron always has a constant reminder to never let anyone take his position ever again. So it's no longer, hey, Starscream, you could maybe one day overthrow me and you'll be leader. No, it's just, Starscream, I want you to continue to think that you can overthrow me, but you're never gonna. Fuck you, Starscream.
That's lame.
Yeah.
In comparison, I would actually prefer the more mentor relationship. Especially now when we have the whole classic Starscream, their relationship has always been like Starscream plotting and failing, and the arc is usually Starscream either learning that he's just a complete failure, or he succeeds at overthrowing Megatron in a way, but completely screws up and ends up getting destroyed at the end.
Now, like I said, now Megatron's whole reason for keeping Starscream around, he wants Starscream to think he can overthrow. But in reality, that will never happen as long as Megatron's alive. So that ruins the relationship between that and All Hail Megatron. So now Megatron has a brand new big brain plan to take over Earth. So not only did he get a brand new spanking body, but guess what? Whatever remained of his original body was then turned into guns. But not just any guns, human-sized guns. And they're going to sell them to humans, both legally and illegally. That's right. The Megatron's big brain scheme is to pretty much go behind the NRA's back. You know why? Because those guns that are made out of Megatron's bodies, turns out, he can control them. Okay.
This is such a weird plot line.
Yeah.
And
but
and
not
also
only
Chang.
Megatron, not only can Megatron control the guns, but the guns can also mind control humans.
So he just wants to make assassins to kill Autobots
No.
or other people.
Yes and no. The whole point is Megatron wants to completely destroy any relationships between the Autobots and humans whatsoever. And so that way. Yeah,
Did it work?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that human and Transformer relationships from that point forward was completely irreversible. The point of no return until much later on in the IDW comics, of course. But then for a long while, humans just absolutely hated Transformers, thanks to Megatron. There was this whole thing where one of Megatron's guns mind control a human to almost kill Bumblebee, but instead, Jazz kills the guy instead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that happened. Jazz kills a human.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
eventually, there's a whole, another Autobot Decepticon conflict, all that. Megatron, despite getting his brand new spanking body, I'm mistaking things. So here's the thing. So Megatron has a brand new spanking body, and he actually beats Optimus. And keep in mind, at the same time, Optimus is not leader of the Autobots. Bumblebee is. Optimus is just like the staff sergeant now, but he's not in command. He's just like the mentor, but he's not in command. And Megatron still wants to beat up Optimus, and he actually does beat up Optimus to the point of near death. But before Optimus can do anything, Megatron says, "I give up. I surrender." What? Yeah, I surrender. Why? What do you mean, why? I give up. Arrest me. It's not like I have a big brain scheme or anything like that. Wink, wink. Oh, by the way, Optimus, do me a favor. While you arrest me, make sure you round up all the guns made out of my body parts and round them up into the ship as well. Okay, that's oddly specific. Trust me, I surrender. Wink, wink. And that's where, and then so Megatron's pretty much arrested in prison and stuff. That's where we had the whole dialogue where Megatron's telling Optimus, "Yeah, I just love killing. I love killing." And then some stuff happens. The Autobots end up making their way back to Cybertron for reasons. Long story short, remember the whole Dead Universe thing with Galvatron, Nova Prime, and all that? That comes back to bite them in the ass. So now they gotta take care of that. They go to Cybertron. There's this whole Eldritch abomination called Devoid. And so Megatron's original plan was he was going to get arrested with all the guns that Autobots confiscated, go to Cybertron. And then from there, he's going to kill Optimus for real this time. And with the guns, with all the guns, he can then turn them into like a super armor, so that way no one can ever stop him.
What?
Yeah. He does have a cool look though when he combines with all the guns and turns into an armor.
Okay, so
you have to keep in mind also, after All Hail Megatron. So here's the thing. So All Hail Megatron had a very mixed reception because it was like it was a soft reboot. It was like a flashpoint, and so a lot of people felt like, oh man, this is just like erasing everything that happened before. And so, in a sense, you could say that after All Hail Megatron, Transformers ongoing series was in a way an attempt to make things go back the way they were before. but
Okay.
but then the ongoing series itself didn't get a very well reception either.
The armor looks cool, but like the
Yeah.
plot lines,
Yeah, the
you're
plot it's it's confusing, it's convoluted.
okay.
It
So
doesn't
are
make
we
sense.
near the point where the war ends, or
Actually, yes, because
okay?
actually, yes, we are at the point where the war ends. Because so after they destroyed the whole, Eldritch Abomination and all that, Megatron has his cool armor. Afterwards, Megatron goes missing. He's missing in action. We don't know where he is. Decepticons are left leaderless, and because they don't ever want Starscream back leader again, because spotlight Megatron, and so the Autobots technically win the war.
Oh, so this is the point where Lost Light.
Yes, so this is the point where we get phase 2 of IDW. So like I said, IDW is split up into like 2 phases, before and after wars. This is where we get phase 2, post-war. So
Okay, so
Decepticons lost,
so
Autobots.
so we're back at the beginning of the time traveling shenanigans.
No,
Oh,
there's a lot of there's a lot of shit that happens because we still need to lead up to
Does it
why
involve-
Megatron reforms.
oh, okay.
So there's a whole thing with Autobots and Cybertron stuff, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just one day, hey guys, I see someone on the horizon. I think it's Megatron. What? So Megatron comes in, waltzing in. Hi, I'm here now. What's up, everyone? Hey. And then so what happens is afterwards, the Autobots, rightfully so, arrest Megatron. Here's where we get another part where, again, it's, you fool! I wanted to be arrested! What? Yeah! So it turns out Megatron was just wandering around in the wilderness all this time, doing something.
He grew like his wilderness beard. He started he got his axe. He started like cutting.
Yeah. Started cutting
a
trees. Had a son. Turns out the son is like part giant. No, I wish that was the case, but no, that doesn't happen. So it turns out that while Megatron was...
we're gonna take a pause. So pause for a couple seconds.
Okay.
Crash. My computer crashed for a second.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
There's
Hold on.
There's 2 of you guys.
Okay. So take a pause. Matchstick, yes. He ran out. The budget was they ran out of budget. That's why End of Evangelion happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just finished Eva and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
So what happened?
I mean the only explanation is that you got a massive budget cut.
No,
Yeah,
they just spent the money. So you know
they,
how
they,
the animation.
They just had no more budget.
You know how the animation was so good.
Yeah. And I know
Yeah.
they had like I noticed there was a ton of shots that just one frame for like with dialogue over it for like a minute and a half.
Yeah. They ran out of
out.
budget.
Yeah. And so what they did instead, so what Anno did is that, okay, we can't actually do the plot elements, so we're just gonna make something that explores
The psychology.
Yes, that's what they did. They basically ended everything to basically tell you if you watch End of Evangelion afterwards, you see,
So
they just do the whole theme.
So the last 2 episodes, you could technically say they still happened, but it happened during End of Eva.
Yeah, they're all
It's like the psychological.
Yeah, that's the whole
Stuff
psychological
Eva.
stuff Shinji experiences after he fucks up the world.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1. We're back. Okay, so
All right. So as I was saying, so Megatron has this whole big brain plan again, because of course he does. So
okay, what is it this time?
he wanted to be arrested again on purpose. So while Megatron was in the wilderness doing his shit, he was secretly in contact with all the Decepticons still in Cybertron. Because right now, you have to understand, at the same time this is all happening, Starscream has been literally elected leader of Cybertron because, the joke again of neutral voters. 9/11. Yeah.
Okay, so Megatron. Okay.
So Starscream is elected a leader, and one of his first acts as leader is, okay, Decepticons, you're no longer in prison. You're just on parole now. Okay.
Which makes sense because to get stars, so that Starscream can still be in charge. Okay.
So Starscream lets all the Decepticons be on parole, and that was a mistake because one of the Decepticons, Bombshell, and you know who,
Okay, of course, Shockwave.
they decide, wait, this is a good idea. The Autobots are broken, but we Decepticons technically still consider ourselves united. This is our chance to take over our planet again. That's been rejuvenated. Oh yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, I know. We talked
And
about
then-
it because it wasn't a Shockwave's fault.
Yeah. Ninjato, everything is Shockwave's fault.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So Shockwave rejuvenated Cybertron. So continue.
So that happened and stuff, and so meanwhile, Shockwave and Bombshell, they were secretly mind controlled Prowl, secretly, and they also altered his body for a reason. And so eventually, Megatron is captive, and everyone's guard is down. They think, hey, let's go, woohoo! And Megatron goes, all right, now we strike. And the Decepticons retaliate. They start a whole riot, and they start fighting back and stuff, guns and everything. Where did these guns come from? Where's everyone going? Is that Devastator? Wait. Is that Prowl as Devastator's head? Okay, I was not prepared. So flashback again to the ongoing series on Earth. One of the Constructicons that formed Devastator, Scrapper, he dies.
Okay, so they just simply replaced.
They replace him with Prowl.
Okay, using.
So-
I'm assuming it's that Enigma, the blah 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 combination.
No, the Enigma combination doesn't come in until much later.
Okay, so Shockwave did some.
So
mad
Shockwave does all that stuff. So the Enigma. So let me tell you right now. We're leading up to Dark Cybertron again, where Shockwave has his whole thing, and that's when Megatron reforms. And after that, everything I talked about in with Shockwave, it is still his fault indirectly, but it has little to do with Megatron's plot story afterwards.
So we can actually summarize.
So long story short, the Megatron gets Devastator and all that stuff, and then it fails. The uprising
course.
fails. Megatron is arrested, etc. Again, so it turns out Shockwave actually. Also I need to post this as well in the back room. Give me a second. So Megatron not only gets freed from prison, but he also gets a brand new spanking body again, courtesy of yours truly.
Of course.
You're welcome.
That's a tiny head.
It is a tiny head.
All of a sudden, Liefeld drew him.
It is a tiny head.
All of a sudden, Rob Liefeld shows up.
Yeah. So that's Megatron's brand new spanking body, but he gets arrested. But then Shockwave wanted Megatron's body to be rebuilt because guess what? Hey Megatron, Hey Megatron, do you know Candace? Your mother. And then Shockwave just presses the button. Is that a space bridge in my belly? Shockwave rebuilt Megatron's body into a space bridge, so that way he could have Galvatron and Nova Prime come back from the dead universe. Yeah, that was the thing. And then the whole events of Dark Cybertron happened. I explained that during the Lord of Dunces for Shockwave. And long story short, Shockwave kills Bumblebee. But at the same time, you have to understand, while because of the whole space bridge portal thing, Megatron's brand new spanking body is sort of incapacitated, and then immediately afterwards, Galvatron rips his body in half, like Megatron does to Jazz in the movie. But unlike Jazz, Megatron lives, and so Megatron is technically, so now everyone has to team up to fight Shockwave, and in this downtime where everyone's wondering how are we gonna stop Shockwave. Galvatron and Megatron and Bumblebee actually have this this nice talk going on, where like they're reflecting on what happened, and Bumblebee pretty much calls out Megatron like, "You let things get out of hand, man. And this is all your fault, technically." Oh my God, he's got a point. But really, you have a point. I lost my way. Oh my God, what have I become, Bumblebee?
So Bumblebee Takujitsu.
Bumblebee talk no Jitsu Megatron into becoming an Autobot.
In anime and comics, the most powerful weapon technique is not a martial arts style or a weapon. It's the art of talk no jutsu.
It's just simply sitting down and having a conversation. And so Megatron, realizing he was Bumblebee's right, it's like, oh my God, I gotta change my ways. The Dark Cybertron happens, they stop Shockwave and all that, and Megatron's like, all right, I'm an Autobot now, Optimus. What? Yeah. Now we get to Lost Light. 2 hours in, and at least when we're recording this, 2 hours in, and now we get to Lost Light. Again, there's so much shit I have to condense. So
okay, I do have a question, Changhis.
Yes.
Since now they basically made Megatron into part of an ensemble cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there an easier way to summarize the stuff that involves him directly, not like?
Yes, there is. There's just but again, there is some stuff there with the ensemble cast where we get little moments of Megatron that I like. That I just want to briefly mention. So real quick, Megatron's an Autobot now, and so he's but he's he's still war criminal, so he's got to be put on trial, and then on trial, Megatron then pulls this big brain legal loophole where he goes, wait, you can't kill me, you can't arrest me. Why not? Because I want my trial to be held by the Knights of Cybertron. Megatron, the Knights of Cybertron have been long gone. Why do you think we sent Rodimus on his starship to go find him? That's my point. I want to be held trial by them. So therefore, you're going to put me on Rodimus' ship, and I'm going with him to find the Knights of Cybertron, so I can have a proper trial held by them. Megatron, that's so fucking stupid. You have to understand that there's no way that's actually, we're gonna allow that to happen. Ultra Magnus, who is like the big legal guy, who's like the lawyer, he goes, actually, no, Optimus. Yeah, the laws of, it's not just the laws of Cybertron, but it's also like international, like Star Trek Federation laws as well. That Megatron has a point. So wait, you're serious? Yes. So you mean to tell me I have to put Megatron on Rodimus' ship to go find people we don't know if they're still alive or not, to be held trial by them? And that's the law. Yes. I never thought I would quote Megatron Ultra Magnus. But I am going to have a birth of cactus out of your ass. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Optimus, for quoting me. Shut up! So that's why Megatron is now on this Lost Light starship with Rodimus Prime, going on this whole Star Trek Guardians of the Galaxy adventures. And so one of the first major things that happens with Megatron is time travel.
Yes, so we already
discussed that. However, during that whole time travel arc, there was this really nice moment between Megatron and Ravage, where they have this like really nice talk. There's a video I'm gonna link that I'm gonna put in the back room like afterwards that I'm gonna find just for you to watch in your own time afterwards. Like Megatron and Ravage have this really nice wholesome talk where pretty much it does confirm that Megatron is actually genuine about what he wants to do. So here's the thing: Megatron isn't wanting to find the Knights of Cybertron to avoid trial. He wants to stand trial, but the thing is, he also wants his legacy to be something to be remembered as a good thing. He doesn't want his legacy anymore to just be he was just that one evil guy out of like a bunch of other evil guys in the universe. No, he wants his legacy to now be sure he was evil, but he's gonna bring back the golden age. He's a good guy. He wants that to be his legacy, and he's genuine about it. It just so
That
happens
is
that at the
still
same
somewhat villainous.
yes, but at the same time, as the Megatron story in Lost Light goes, Mortal Light goes on, he really does actually like learn to like soften up to the point that he's pretty much just straight up an Autobot at that point. Like there's no question about it. He is an Autobot. So there was this whole thing with Swerve. Nick knows this Swerve, and it's like mind planet story going on, where it's like everything's like a comic. There was that, and Megatron gets his own human hologram avatar that that Transformers can use. You could show that if you want. He gets a snazzy cane. He's got a belt going on with like a skull as a buckle.
Like a guy from Borderlands.
He does.
Yeah.
He really does.
He looks like handsome Jack, but old.
He's like a Borderlands character there. And so now we get to the best part, and Nick knows this: the Necro World.
Yes.
So there was this whole thing where we're dealing with a Transformer called the Necrobot, and this planet called the Necro World. And basically, the importance about the Necrobot and Necro World is the Necro World is pretty much like an entire planet dedicated to be a memorial for all Transformers. On the Necro World, there is a statue for every Cybertronian to have ever existed. And at the feet of the statue, at the base of it, there is a blue flower. And these blue flowers, if I remember correctly, Nick, each flower represents like it was like 12, not just one, but like several different lives.
At least 12 sparks had to be extinguished for one flower to be bloomed.
Yes. So at the base of each statue, each flower represents 12 people that Cybertronian killed. And this is where we get a really good moment where Megatron if Megatron didn't have a wake-up call before, this is his wake-up call. This is the moment of truth where he realizes, like, if he was just pretending before, this is where really he goes, oh my god, what have I become? Because if every flower represents 12 Transformers killed,
Oh my goodness.
look at how many people Megatron's killed.
You know what I could do? There's not enough flowers. The flower, we should make a sprawling continent in the sky that has more flowers.
More flowers.
Man, such a beautiful way to show how horrible he was.
Yeah. And it like, again, that I really love this moment because it just shows you this, like, if nothing else proves to you that Megatron really has reformed, this is the moment of the point of no return where Megatron truly does reform himself, where he goes, I really do need to change. Like, even if I was genuine before, I have to be even more genuine now. This needs to change. I need to be better. Because look at how many lives I've taken.
Yeah, you could always take a few more.
Oh my gosh. There was the whole thing with Getaway. Oh, fuck Getaway. Nick knows that.
Oh, yeah. Getaway is his own rabbit hole, I bet.
Oh, fuck Getaway. Oh, God. All my homies hate Getaway.
Yeah, that's why we made it. That's why me and Nick have him in our Transformer show for season 2 villain.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So there was a whole thing with Getaway, and Getaway was manipulating Tailgate and stuff. Oh my gosh. Ninjato. Getaway was pulling a Makima on Tailgate.
Oh no.
he was promising like romantic feelings towards Tailgate. In return, Tailgate, does all the shitty stuff that Getaway wants him to do. Tailgate is just the Denji to Getaway's Makima.
Oh no.
It's just that unlike Getaway, it's just unlike Makima. Getaway doesn't have massive honkers to make people like her.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't award Tailgate to some degree.
No. So there was a whole thing with Tailgate, and then Getaway almost convinced Tailgate to kill Megatron because Getaway hates Megatron. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of understandable. It's Megatron, but it's like eventually Megatron accidentally beats up Tailgate. Funny enough, it wasn't even on purpose. It was literally reflex. So like Megatron has like a reflex where like if someone's near him, like body thinks it's like a threat, he'll just reflexively just beat up a person. So he just reflexively beats up Tailgate, like Megatron, stop! Tailgate? Oh my god! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. It was just sleep fighting. Sleep fighting? Oh man, that must be terrible. Oh man, Megatron, that must be terrible.
Hold on,
When I'm
Chase.
losing.
Chase, you completely forgot about that. So there's a time Megatron grew that horse leg. So when Tailgate walked back to him, oh my god, Tailgate! Why did I tell you not to sneak up behind me? Because I will get scared.
Thanks for the Family Guy joke, Nick.
Have to make one.
No, but I was gonna make the joke. Megatron like accidentally beats up Tick. Like, oh my god, Tick, I didn't mean to beat you up. It was sleep fighting. I swear, it was just sleep fighting. It wasn't on purpose. Oh man, sleep fighting? That must suck, Megatron.
Only when I'm losing.
Oh my. Okay.
And so after the whole thing with Tailgate and all and Getaway and stuff, Megatron actually takes, and especially, and this is also happens immediately after the whole Necroworld situation. So Megatron then decides, you know what, I need to step up my game. I can't just be, Autobot anymore. No, I need to step things up. I need to become a pacifist. I'm gonna become a pacifist. That's right. You heard me. I Megatron am following the school of Relina from Gundam Wing.
Man, he must have had a marathon.
I'm
going to the next 10 to 15 arcs of this comic will go nowhere, only to find its footing in the end.
So yeah, right there, that's Megatron declaring that he's gonna be a pacifist now. I will never hurt anyone ever again.
How long does this last?
Well, we are actually towards the end of the line here. So Megatron becomes a pacifist and all that, and then eventually Getaway decides to fuck this, mutiny time. Mutiny time.
Oh,
So Getaway decides to commit a mutiny, and pretty much all the Autobots that are Rodimus's best friends, including Megatron at this point, are all abandoned on the Necroworld. Megatron's like, oh man, this sucks. Can this day get any worse? In comes a Decepticon ship, and on the speaker there's this guy named Tarn. I mentioned Tarn way back then. And Tarn goes, "Hey Megatron, remember me from the secret police you created?" Yeah. Well, technically, you're an Autobot now, so that makes you a traitor to the Decepticons. Yes. So, you're on our list. What list? The list of Autobots to kill. Okay. You're on the top of the list. Oh. Oh, that's not good.
Here I go killing again.
Actually, well, okay, so yes, he does go killing again, but he needs to learn to go killing again.
So basically, we're in endless waltz right now.
This is Megatron's endless waltz arc. So
some people.
I've learned to be a pacifist. I've learned to be a pacifist. Do I really have to go to character derailment?
So the Decepticon Justice Division, the DJD, the Secret Police, led by Tarn, they attack. They're like killing everyone and stuff. And so another step to make sure that Megatron, make sure he's still a good guy and all of that stuff, is Megatron has actually been taking Fool's Energon, which is basically a quote-unquote Energon that still powers you, but it makes you less strong. It's pretty much there to sap Megatron's strength, so that way he doesn't go on a killing spree.
They've been filling me up with morphine.
Pretty much, just I've been drinking like, hey Megatron, you want?
He has been having tofu.
Yes. just pretty much just they're like, Megatron, you want to. Hey Megatron, you want to go drinking with us? I can't get drunk, remember? I'm forced to only drink Fool's Energon. I can't get drunk off of this. Oh. It's like non-alcoholic beer. Why is it even called beer at that point? So that's what Megatron's been drinking.
Do you like the
And
taste of bread?
So Megatron's been drinking this thing, and so while everyone is dying and stuff, it's Ratchet. Oh yeah, Ratchet's also part of the Lost Light. He's like talking to Megatron. And it's like, hey, Megatron, like, our guys are being killed and stuff. Aren't you gonna go out there and fight back? I
What
can't.
drugs, Ratchet?
Not. It's like, not only am I a pacifist now, Ratchet, but I'm also on drugs. And that's when Ratchet
I
actually
am
reveals to
coked up
Megatron.
on morphine.
But then, plot twist time. This is when Ratchet reveals, I lied. You lied about what? You're not on morphine. What? I've been giving you steroids. What? Okay, no, that's a joke. But what it is true that the Fool's Energon Megatron's been drinking, nothing but a placebo.
My God, Ratchet, you've been giving me a deadly placebo drug.
But however, this is actually a really good moment as well, because it shows Megatron. Oh my God, the actions I've been taking ever since I came on board the ship in the first place. It wasn't the drug. It was on my own volition, my own will. I myself have willingly been holding back. I myself have the will to be good. I'm gonna go killing again, Ratchet. All right, here we go. I made a fusion cannon for you too. Thanks, Ratchet. All right, Ton, time to die. And he does that. He kills Tarn and all the other Decepticon Justice Division. Dead and all that. They won. They saved the day. But Megatron now goes, I'm depressed now. Why? You saved the day. You killed the other Decepticons. You've proven yourself you could be good. Yeah, but I didn't want to go killing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's going on with Megatron and all that. It's like, oh man, I didn't want to go killing. Here I am killing. What the hell? So Megatron's all depressed, and then
Meanwhile, Optimus is, I am now leader of the Autobot Empire.
Hooray! Oh yeah, at the same time, Megatron's friend from way back then, be Terminus, who went missing a while back, turns out he's here. Time travel. So his best friend Stereo is like, Megatron, is that you? Is that a gun on your arm? Oh my God, I didn't want my best friend seeing me like this. So yay, happy reunion, they're best friends again and all that. And so now what do? We gotta finish the journey. We gotta go find us, the Knights of Cybertron. Alright, so how do we get off this world? We don't have a ship. Not to worry, Brainstorm created a space bridge. Ooh, I love space bridges. Let's go. So they go into the space bridge, and they come out on Cybertron. Wait a minute. Something's not right. Brainstorm! Brainstorm, you're fucked up! So it turns out, this space bridge, all of a sudden, for some reason, it transported Rodimus and his crew and Megatron to Cybertron. But not just any Cybertron. An alternate Cybertron. Where Megatron never revolted. But the thing is, it's a worse future.
Oh, because of the government?
Because the government is still intact. So everyone is still being oppressed. But it's just not by Megatron this time. It's by the Functionist Council. And so
is this a better version of Optimus? Or
we have no idea.
Oh, okay.
We have no clue. There's like a tease of Orion, of that universe's Orion at the end, but we have no idea. so Megatron's like, oh man, and oh man, we're in a world as if, where as I never revolted. I knew forming a terrorist group was a good thing, huh? Who knew forming a terrorist group was a good thing? And so they have adventures there, and eventually they decide, you know what, we're gonna help the people here uprise against their government and all that and stuff, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here back to our universe. Hey, has anyone seen Megatron? Megatron? Hey, Megatron didn't come through the portal again, did he? No, he should be in our universe though. Is he still back in the other universe? No, he lied. Megatron lied. Oh my god, that fucking big brain bastard. He lied this whole time. He abandoned us to live on a different universe to avoid trial. At least that's what Rodimus thinks. Because then we see, turns out in the universe that Megatron is stuck in, Megatron goes, "Oh shit! I missed the train! I was too busy talking to my best friend here, and now we're both stuck in this alternate universe. What do I do now?" Well, Megatron, you could consider this a brand new beginning, a fresh start. I never thought of that before. A fresh start. I like that. You know what? We're gonna do that. A fresh start to get a best friend. You got it. And so Megatron is now in this alternate universe where now Megatron is kind of doing what he did again, but this time he's learned his lesson because he's gonna get everyone to stand up against the corrupt government again. But now it's not through terrorist actions. No, he realizes I don't want to be a terrorist anymore. I'm going to fulfill my dream of being Transformer Martin Luther King Jr. His best friend goes, "I thought you wanted to be Malcolm X. Well, now I want to be Martin Luther King Jr."
Oh, wait, I got a question. Is this the end of Megatron?
I wish. Because so Lost Light, the comic that succeeded more than meets the eye, that's continuing the story, was extremely rushed because when Lost Light was announced, this was the same time IDW announced, "Hey, we're going to be ending this universe." What? We're going to end this universe, and then after we're done, we're going to reboot. Like, not soft reboot, not New 52, full-on reboot. Oh. Okay. So Lost Light was incredibly rushed, and so some stuff happens that makes it go, okay, I don't really like this. So one thing, there was this whole thing with Primus and some other deities and stuff. That was a thing, and eventually, long story short, the Functionist. So they went into the universe that is called the Functionist universe. Those people, they invade the main universe with a giant Cybertron that can transform into a robot, just like Transformer Cybertron, but it's not Primus. It's just a robot that looks like Primus, controlled by the government. That was the thing. They find the Rodimus and his crew. They find the Knights of Cybertron, but it turns out that the grand utopia they were looking for was literally just a euthanasia place.
Oh.
Yeah, all the Knights of Cybertron were euthanized. Fun! The whole journey was for nothing! Yeah! And then the Functionist Council comes in. There's a big Primus-looking robot, and then in comes an alternate Lost Light. An alternate Lost Light. And on board that Lost Light, guess who the captain is?
Hey guys, it's me, Megatron.
Megatron.
Wait. Okay. So is this the same Megatron?
Yes, the same Megatron. The same Megatron.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Okay. So in the universe that Megatron got himself stuck in,
He became Martin Luther King Jr.
Uh-huh.
He is, and I'm assuming they overthrew their government, right?
No. They're
What?
still in the process of overthrowing the government. And guess what? Guess fucking what?
Wait. No. Okay. So the writers in their big brain, Hideaki Anno idea, the twist that makes Kojima blush. It's like, okay, he started the revolution, like
Started
the
the
proper,
revolution.
and then he just skips town.
A lot of stuff happens off screen, incredibly rushed because he's got to wrap up the story. The whole comic's going to reboot eventually for a new continuity, right? So he's got to rush things real fast. Wrap things up, James Roberts, wrap it up. So here comes Megatron in an alternate lost light with an alternate crew, and he raced an army. He raised an army. The same Megatron who said he was going to be the next Martin Luther King Jr. raised an army.
What? For what?
To overthrow the functionist government. Again. But this time, don't worry, guys. They're not terrorists anymore. It's more like the American Revolution. And now Megatron's, not, Hitler or anything. He's just George Washington now.
Hold on. Okay. I'm playing it. I'm playing this.
Stupid. How do you spell stupid?
And no, I'm not done yet. No, I'm not done because that all happens, and then it turns out you know that guy who inadvertently started the whole thing wrong, who was time displaced. Yeah, he's God. He's Primus. He's God.
I get it. I don't get it.
He's God. Yeah, wrong is Primus. He's God.
Stop! My immersion broke.
Oh yeah, also at the same time, Rodimus ends up getting the best of Getaway. I think Getaway dies. I don't know. He deserves it. Who cares? And then afterwards, they save the day. They overthrow the government. All that. Yahoo! Wait, the big Primus robot isn't stopping. It's a threat to the entire universe still. Shit, what do we do? And so Rung, who regains his memories, who realizes I'm Primus this whole time, literally fucking sacrifices his life and body to create, get this, multiple matrix of leaderships.
What?
Yes. Multiple matrix of leaderships. And
okay. What threat are they fighting against again?
The giant Primus-looking robot from the alternate universe. So they're gonna pull a Transformers the movie where they're gonna light our darkest hours with the Matrix, and uses like laser beam properties or whatever to target the core of that alternate Cybertron to like disable it or something, etc. I don't fucking know. I don't remember the details. And so now they gotta open the matrix of leaderships and all that to save the day, and they do. And now here's a moment that actually kind of actually is interesting though. Now we're gonna get back to an interesting moment in Megatron here. So everyone's lighting their matrix of leaderships and stuff, and Rodimus is trying to light his copy of the matrix. But like he gets like his arms like blasted off or something. And so Megatron decides if Rodimus can't open it, it's gotta be up to me. So he tries opening the matrix. He can't. He can't open the matrix.
Because he's not worthy.
Despite everything that Megatron has done, everything he's gone towards to reforming himself, he is still not worthy of opening the Matrix.
What a douche.
So in a way, in a sense, it's. I said it was interesting. I didn't say it was like you had to agree with it or not. It's like it's interesting that, in a way, despite everything that's happened, the universe still won't let still won't truly forgive Megatron. So that happened. But don't worry. Megatron does sort of get his W at the end of the day. So now, after they save the day and all that, there's now two. So get this. So now there is now two Cybertrons. Until now, there's just only one Cybertron, because it turns out at the same time all this is happening, Unicron is happening because of Shockwave, and the original Cybertron is destroyed. So now the alternate universe Cybertron is now in the main universe, and so now everyone's gonna go, okay, this is our new Cybertron now.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. The logistics. Oh
no, it's our new Cybertron now. All right, guys.
So that means there's like exact duplicates of of every character, including the ones who died up to this point. Like,
yes and no. That's all I'm going to say. Yes and no.
Okay. Look.
It's they didn't really explain it, but I think like the implication is that all the copies versions are kind of dead. And oh yeah, and also at the same time, Rung, not only did he give up his life, become the multiple matrix of leaderships and stuff, but then he becomes the Primus of the new Cybertron. And so now all Cybertronian life that's now born all resemble Rung. And so that's a thing. That's a thing, right? So then after all that, this is where we're at the home run, where they realize, oh man, the nicest Cybertron, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. So that means Megatron has no choice but to stand trial as initially, initially, instead of the whole Lost Light journey, so he could be tried properly by, Transformer kind. And pretty much they leave his fate ambiguous. His fate is ambiguous. Rodimus actually lies under oath, saying to give some good light towards Megatron, saying that Megatron actually was able to open the matrix of leadership. To give that little extra get that little extra bit to convince everyone. Look, even God himself said that Megatron's good now. You're gonna really, throw him away in jail or whatever? There was that whole happening, and Megatron's fate is left ambiguous. But Megatron, his last words before, staying trial is, pretty much, just remember, Rodimus, no matter what happens, whatever my fate, I deserve worse. So that's all we know about Megatron. That's the end. Or so you would think. Here's the thing. I also have to. I also should that I didn't bring
Changhis.
up. I know. There's the thing I have to bring up, but also it's gonna come. That comes in here now. So during the whole time travel arc initially and all that, so it turns out there was an accident with the Lost Light, where pretty much something happens where for some reason there is another version of the Lost Light out there in another universe because it was duplicated from this accident. And so what the crew of the Lost Light decide to do is we're gonna test fate. We're gonna try to replicate that accident, so that way, instead of returning to while one version of us goes to Cybertron, the other version gets to go off into a brand new universe and do Star Trek Guardians of the Galaxy A Adventures forever. And it worked. So out there, in another universe, there's another version of the Lost Light where Megatron doesn't go through trial again. Instead, he and the other Lost Light crew just decide, hey, it's a brand new universe. Want to go all Star Trek and explore it? You bet.
Let's go find an improv club and see all that sad suggestions.
And that's Megatron's W at the end of the IDW comics.
What the... Man, the quality did go down.
Like I said, Lost Light, you could tell James Roberts was really rushed to finish things up because everything was going towards, we gotta reboot. That's the lore of IDW Megatron. At least the first universe IDW Megatron before they rebooted.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Magic, what do you think of this?
It's IDW.
I don't know what to think of this. It's interesting to see a good Megatron, but
If you want a good Megatron, watch Earthspark. It's less confusing. Yeah, that's my lore of the Dunces. Did you
Yeah.
like it?
I definitely enjoyed some parts of it. I still, man, I think it would have been better if they just ended Megatron's story when he's on the other dimension, instead of trying to label it as like, oh yeah, he betrayed us or something like that to stay in the other universe. Like you kind of frame it that as like Rodimus and the other crew of the Lost Light kind of acknowledging it's like Megatron like himself realized he can't, there's nothing he could do to forgive what he has done or improve this world, so better on the other world or something like that.
You would think something like that, but nah.
When you put yourself in a situation where your only way to give your character that you meant to give a positive character arc a happy ending is to literally make two versions of.
I love it when an IDW rushed its ending.
All right, well, all right. Have a wonderful rest of the month. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy
Hey.
New Year's.